ICE didn't just flip the switch. They ripped the whole fuse box out. No more knocking, no more paperwork, no more pretending that this is targeted. This is a sweep, okay? And the only people surprised are the ones who thought America forgot how to fight back. Car washes, protest rallies, detention centers, nothing's off limits. And now the ones who mock the system are the ones screaming the loudest as it finally catches up. Welcome to Team Thing. Let's get to it.
Well, as of today, Indiana is formally joining forces with federal immigration authorities to crack down on undocumented immigrants here in the state. Governor Mike Braun announced new partnerships between Indiana State Police, the Department of Corrections, Department of Homeland Security, and the National Guard to flag undocumented immigrants for possible deportation. Well, as of today, Indiana is formally...
Shout out to my home state. This is what happens when a state stops playing federal babysitter and starts acting like a country that wants law and order. ICE didn't beg for this help. Thank God, Indiana volunteered. Red states, they're waking up. No more sanctuary cities. No more pretending you can, sneak in and stay. This is the motto. And every state not doing this should lose their federal funding tomorrow. But hey, while you can, you should go self-deport. Yeah, I mean, just like many of them, she had an offer. She had the warning. She stayed anyway. Now she's over there, getting arrested. There's nothing really to be shocked about. There's some level of responsibility that has to be had. We're going to let this video loop. No, I'm playing. But, this is the cost of ignoring reality. It isn't cruelty. ICE didn't escalate. She stalled. Now, look what's going on. And now, let's see who has the nastiest and loudest mouths out here harassing ICE.
Down! It's fucking rage! There's more of us than there is of them! You fucked up by coming to Oxnard, motherfuckers! You fucked up! Not from Oxnard. Pendejo, estúpido, hijo de tu reputa madre! Against the people that you live side by side with! Against the people that feed you and your family! My family has been here fucking 8 generations. From my
8 generations and, okay. They have more than enough time to get it right.
8 generations from my mother's side. And I took off work to stand in front of you. To show you that I backed my community up and my hardworking raza.
So you took off work. Okay, so you lost money during this protest?
Mexican American with Mexican blood with a fucking bone marrow. I'm ashamed of this fucking country right now. You fight down. It's fucking.
Oh my God. These people weren't even on ISIS radar until they jumped in front of the cameras, yelling and screaming, blocking agents. I mean, you step between the warning and arrest, you become a part of the mission. And I can't say I'm mad at that. Just a whole lot of hoopla, a lot of rah, 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 rah. These people are definitely on the wrong side of history, as this post suggests. What side of history are you on? They obviously on the side that's going to get them arrested if they keep obstructing justice like this. You can't keep playing with federal law enforcement in this way and expect no consequences. And if I'm being completely honest, it's the lack of consequences that is enraging all of us. This ain't just resistance. Like I said, it's obstruction. And when they're outside shouting, here comes the political spin.
Bring him!
Oh, I'll zoom out for y'all. So y'all, Iowans are protesting against the deportation of Pasqual Pedro.
My family is absolutely devastated. We were not expecting this.
Just a caring kid. He represents what West Liberty is all about, you know, just town for anybody and everybody.
He did nothing wrong. It's just truly unfair. Doesn't deserve it.
When you're going after people who are showing up for their check-ins and their hearings and their appointments and you're surprising and detaining them, you don't care about legality.
They were supposed to go after the big-time criminals, so-called rapists, gangbangers, all that, but you know, this kid is not any of that, like Pasqual, and there's others that have no records.
Instead of getting him, they should get criminals out there that are robbing, killing.
And so unfortunately, I think they try to make an example of him. No due process. He matters to us. That's why the community, I think, has rallied, and he's just a normal kid, and we love him. That's why I think the community has responded the way it did.
He would always tell me that he wanted a good future for himself and for his family.
They want Pasqual back, so that's what we're asking, bring Pasqual home. We're kind of pulling for a miracle, but I think with the people, all the support, we're going to keep fighting and hopefully change this outcome.
Listen, man, every time ICE does their job, the left touts out the same sad story. He was a kid. He was quiet. He was one of us. We're not heartless here. We're empathetic. We're human enough to be empathetic on a human level, but we also are very firm on staying on the side of law and order. Just cut the crap, man. And his parents and everybody that's responsible for him had years to fix his status, but didn't. ICE didn't hunt him. I mean, they waited. And when his number came up, they answered. But Bernie's not done crying yet. Neither is the family in this next one.
My name is Hector Mendoza, and we're at Cañón del Padre. This is the colonia where we live at.
Where are you from?
California. Yeah, in Santa Ana, Orange County. I grew up there 30 years, and I was just recently deported. So now I live here. So it's quite the change from there to here.
So how old were you when you immigrated to the U.S.?
I was 6 months old. I didn't find out I was undocumented until I was 17.
You didn't even realize that you had came over illegally your entire life?
No, I never knew. It was. I don't believe it's something you would ask your parents or parents would bring up to you.
How'd you find out?
I applied for a driver's license.
And what'd they say?
They asked me for my social security, and I didn't know what that was.
And what'd your parents say?
They said, "Oh, we have to move."
And you don't have to answer this if you don't want, but did you get convicted of a crime prior to being deported?
Yeah, I did. Actually, I got convicted of, grand theft for a bicycle that I bought, which I thought was legit, but ended up being stolen. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and it was worth at least $4,000.
You bought it on Craigslist?
No, I bought it off somebody on the street.
So you walked past a dude and he had a bike for sale.
He was offering the bike to sell, and my brother knew him and sold me the bike, and I was like, okay. And I got arrested. Not even that same day I got arrested. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But were you caught by like a federal agency?
Oh yeah, I was. I was at home when I was arrested and taken to federal custody. Mm-hmm. There I began deportation hearings, and
hey, 30 years of chances, 30 years of warnings, one criminal conviction, one final offer, $1,000 to leave quietly. I mean, his parents definitely got to take a great deal of responsibility for that. And this is what I always talk about. You put these kids, you put your whole family at risk. And the left always cries, oh, they're so concerned, and it's about fairness and compassion. But why ain't nobody holding the parents accountable for putting their kids in this predicament? If I was them, I'd be pissed. I'm just trying to go get me a car. I can't even do it. I'm illegal? What? Am I committing a crime? I mean, call it tragic, call it unjust, but we still can call it overdue. And while this man's on a one-way trip out, let me show you who some communities are fighting to keep in.
This is Savannah Hernandez standing in front of the Al Hassan Islamic Center in St. Paul, Minnesota. Now, I'm standing here because this mosque has made national headlines after they penned a letter of community support for a Somali immigrant who sexually assaulted a 12-year-old. Now, back in 2024, this perpetrator was charged after abducting a 12-year-old from her backyard, forcing her into his vehicle, and then sexually assaulting her. He has since been convicted of first-degree criminal sexual assault. Now, after being convicted, his family members were sending letters to the judge to ask the judge to consider his character when making that sentencing. And one of those letters came from the Al-Hassam Islamic Center. It was actually signed by their executive director, stating that he had to face cultural differences and the challenges of taking on a new culture. They also framed him as a family-oriented man who sends his money oftentimes back to his family members in Somalia. The judge actually gave him the lightest sentencing possible. He is only going to be serving 8 years in jail for this crime. He was sentenced to 12 years, but those last 4 years are going to be spent out of jail and on probation. By the way, going back to that point about the challenges of a different culture, this perpetrator has been in the United States of America since 2006. So he's been in the United States for 19 years. He was born in Somalia, but he has been here for almost 2 decades at this point. However, the culture coming into play when it comes to, as the Islamic Center put it, this situation, the situation, of course, being him sexually assaulting and abducting a 12-year-old girl. So just wanted to give you guys an idea of some of these stories, some of the cultural impact happening here in Minnesota as it relates to the Somali community.
And this right here is why we stand firm on law and order. Because while CNN and all the left-wing media was spinning sob stories, this is what's really going on. You got to let this sink in. A mosque in Minnesota wrote a support letter for a grown man who inappropriately touched and had relations with a 12-year-old girl. Well, I ain't seeing no protests. And it was no denial of it. It was just support for him. You defend that? You're not a community. You're a threat. And I ain't just removing individuals now. They're detaining entire ecosystems. This wasn't just... It was never about crime with them. It was always about control. And the second America got it back, the screaming obviously started. You break in, install the system, hide behind fake rage. You're not a victim. You're just next. ICE ain't asking anymore. They're clean house. Now, if y'all want the truth without, it being unfiltered, make sure y'all follow me on these platforms up here, X and Twitter. Rumble. Excuse me. Trying to get these names together for the 4X Club. Shout out to everybody who be liking on all these videos, sharing all these videos, and leaving a comment. It's truly appreciated. Shout out to Eagle 1870, Form E Guy. Shout out to Karen Hodges 7545. Shout out to Kirk Boatger or Bocker Boat, yeah, something like that. Farm guy, he's commenting a lot. I'm gonna pass his name like 3 times. Muscle Mouse, Megatron Saves, Jill Murphy 4999. You got Debbie Harkins 7661. You got the Tim Lord, and we're gonna shout out to You Don't Want It. I truly appreciate y'all for making this channel what it is, and all these uploads what they are, man. Y'all are definitely what. If without y'all, this wouldn't be half. It wouldn't be nothing. It wouldn't be a half of a fraction. So I'm truly appreciative and grateful to wake up every single day and deliver the news. But y'all be safe. Please go check on somebody today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Peace.